All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, it's been a tale of two halves of the Major League Baseball career of second baseman Robinson Cano. Now, in 2005, Cano played the part of being the next big thing for the New York Yankees as he finished second in the American League Rookie of the Year voting that year, as he hit 297 with 14 home runs and 62 runs batted in. Now, Cano was a part of a middle infield that included future Hall of Famer Derek Jeter. And of course, we know what Derek Jeter meant to the Yankees for so many years. And then Cano would, taste the ultimate team glory as he helped the Yankees win a World Series championship back in 2009. And for his troubles in 2008 and 2009, Cano had more than 200 hits in each season, and he appeared well on his way to etching his name near some of the top offensive categories for the Yankees all time. But, after some tense contract negotiations, Cano decided to leave the Bronx following the 2013 MLB season for the Pacific Northwest and the Seattle Mariners, which was a shock to a lot of people. But the bottom line is the Mariners offered Cano more money than anybody else, as Seattle gave Cano a 10-year deal for $240 million. And that was way more as far as years and money than the Yankees were willing to offer their one time star. Now, the Mariners were desperate for star power at the time. And in four of Cano's first 5 years in Seattle, he made the All Star team while, he continued to be one of the top hitters in the American League. But even with that, he was unable to help Seattle in their playoff drought, which still dates back to 2001. Seattle was close on several occasions in making the playoffs, but to quote, Gene Oakland or Mean Gene Oakland from wrestling, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. But for the most part, Cano's post, time his time post Yankees, it was mired by multiple suspensions for performance enhancing drugs, and that it also included him missing the entire 2021 season due to suspension. Now, the New York Mets were hopeful to catch lightning in a bottle when they acquired Cano from the M's prior to the 2019 season. But like so many others before him, Cano was just a shell of himself by the time that he joined the Mets as in part of 3 years with the Metropolitans. Cano only hit 269 with 24 homers and 72 runs batted in. Now, the bottom officially fell out for Cano today as the Mets designated him for assignment, as he only hit 195 this year with a homer and 3 runs batted in. And in a telling sign of how things have changed for the Mets franchise under new owner Steve Cohen, this team is willing to pay Cano $37 million over the next 2 years and tell him to stay away instead of trying to force a washed up player to try to go out there and play each day, would only hinder the progress of this team going forward. And that just shows you, because I guarantee you, if Fred Wilpon still owned the Mets, Robinson Cano would still be there. He'd be in that everyday lineup in spite of what the fans and the media alike would be saying. So, when it's all said and done, you just have to ask yourself, what could have been for Robinson Cano? I mean, if you go back and look at his Yankee career, this guy was on the fast track to the Hall of Fame. He was that good. I mean, he was piling up the hits, he was piling up the offensive stats. You figure in 9 years with the Yankees, Cano had 1,649 hits, and he was well on his way to 3,000. You look at a guy who has 571 career doubles, and you figure between the doubles and the hits, this guy was going to be a lock for Cooperstown. And I know I talked about recently Miguel Cabrera, arguably being the last guy for a very long time that's going to be able to get 3,000 career hits. Robinson Cano was supposed to be the next guy in line, and unfortunately, with the Peds, And just his career just simply not being the same once he stopped donning the Yankee pinstripes. You only have to wonder what could have been. Now, you think about Cano in his prime, he had one of the sweetest swings in baseball. Good contact hitter, had the ability to go the other way, but he knew how to be a pull hitter, for the short porch at Yankee Stadium. But unfortunately, this guy should have been a lifer in the Bronx. I'm not going to put it all on Cano because at the end of the day, it is a business, and guys are only going to go with whomever offers them the top dollar. And I know some hardcore Yankee fans, they soured on Robinson Cano real quick because of that. But at the end of the day, it is a business, and it's sad because it's more than likely the end of the line for Robinson Cano in Major League Baseball. And for me, we're at a point where, this is a time where he should be getting praised, as, he should be ending his career and getting ready for Cooperstown. But that's not going to be the case. Of course, the suspensions will always loom over, his career. And there's always going to be like not really an asterisk next to him, but all, in parentheses, more like it, what could have been, because he was on a roll and it just never came together once he stopped donning the Yankee pinstripes. And I think this is sad because he had it all. And I mean, granted, he's still going to get his money, but it's just not the same. And you just wonder what could have been. So Cano is going to move forward. I doubt that we're going to see a team pick him up. And the Mets are moving forward as well. I mean, they have not, ruled it out as far as bringing him back. I highly doubt it at this point. But nonetheless, I mean, this is a sad ending for a guy that, 10 years ago looked like he could have been one of the all time greats. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take the time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So, once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin, signing off, saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.